Day 5,387. Starting this up with the bolt and the spot that I dremeled it out of. Race log, day 5,387. Or it could be like the third day, I don't know, I lost count. But an update on the bike, I finally got in another steering damper bracket. This is from Shindy products. They're from Japan from what I can tell, but it's a 41mm two-piece clamp that takes the place of the one that came with the K-Tech that I stupidly stripped the bolt off and I couldn't get it out, so I ended up having to cut it. Basically, there it is with the bolt. That was my own fault, honestly. Yeah, and since then I also installed the Graze block off and the air box that I had modified. I'm gonna clean this up with a Dremel today. It doesn't look great, so I'm gonna clean that up. I'm gonna install some Woodcraft 3-piece clip-ons, a new throttle housing, a new ignition, because Kawasaki decided to put the ignition and the throttle as a one-piece unit. Don't ask me why, I don't know. But hopefully I get to install my Brembo master cylinder and then we get to do the brakes this weekend. But it's time to get rid of this and put some real race setup on, so let's get to it. Last time Casey was over, he was a big help. We were able to get the Brembo caliper on with the Spears Racing caliper mount. These are the titanium bolts that were an option with the kit. I ended up choosing to go with the tie options anyways. You know, has some titanium bits on it, will be nice. The caliper looks freaking sweet. We had an issue with the brake line coming up to the Brembo RCS 15. The custom line I had from Spiegler was a little bit too long. It bunched up quite a bit down here, so I ended up sending the line back to get the 2 inches cut off of the line. And I got an extra 2 inches to begin with because I didn't really know how well the line would be if I had switched out the location of the brake caliper, because normally it mounts here, but since this is a different caliper and I need to use a different mount, I got an extra 2 inches on the line just in case, and obviously it was too long, so yeah, it's on its way back now. Over the last couple of days too, I can't really see it, but I sent out my ECU to Baus, good guys over there. I sent it to them, they flashed the ECU to all the stuff that I have put on the bike so far. I haven't fired it up because we're still waiting on the clutch from Yoyodyne. I did install the Woodcraft switch pod key eliminator harness in it too, so I don't have to use a key anymore, but I disconnected everything in case somebody decides to come by and turn the bike on and then destroy everything. Mainly me. But today's goal is to basically put my gas tank back on, since I have the Quickshifter wiring installed already with the Domino throttle kit loomed in. This is actually a pretty nice piece of kit. There's not a lot of play in it, which I really enjoy, and look at that. That's gonna pass tech all day. So we're gonna get this cleaned up. That's the mission today. And maybe try to figure out this shift linkage, the HM Plus Quickshifter. And I'm trying to figure out the best way to make this up to the Woodcraft rear sets without having interference and whatnot. But yeah. Oh, also we put in a DID, oh, I shouldn't do that. A DID 520 chain. The stock setup is already a 520 chain, but I put in a DID VX3, something like that. Probably. I'll correct this in post. 42 teeth rear sprocket. So I went up 1 tooth in the rear and I kept the front stock. Another driven sprocket there. So yeah, that cleans up the drivetrain action. Yeah, no much further ado, I'm just gonna start cracking on this on a Sunday morning. So we'll see how far we get. starting this up. Are you ready? Check. Neutral.
Like that. So
it works. Surprising.
So
Yo, how is it out there in the real world? Meanwhile, in here, we've been working on the 400. The first round is exactly 2 weekends away. Ooh, how time flies. Since then, we've been kind of scrambling, trying to get the bike together, Casey and I. One of the biggest components that I was waiting for was actually the clutch to come back from Yoyodyne. The basket that I got from Fred, unfortunately, was not built to tolerance, so it wouldn't slip onto the engine input shaft more than a couple millimeters, opposed to having bang it on, which I could have taken it off later on would just be a nightmare. So I sent it back to Fred, tested it, found out that it was not built to spec, so he sent me a new one. Thank you, Fred. And we just slapped it on yesterday, as well as a Woodcraft engine cover, which are compulsory. For road racing, you need engine covers. The install for the Yoyodyne was pretty straightforward, except for the fact that we did it a month and a half apart with the bike just in pieces. So we had to kind of figure out what we did and not forget to do any specific step one way or the other. While we had the clutch apart, I installed the Spears Racing shift kit. You have to pull the entire shift shaft assembly out, so if you're gonna do the clutch, you might as well just do that kit too. It was a pain as I'm very happy I did it. It took all the schlop out of the shifting. If you ride a Ninja 400, you're gonna know there's a lot of schlop and a lot to be desired in the shift linkages of this bike. I mean, it is a cheap commuter bike for a reason, and Kawasaki had to cut costs somewhere. Same time, we finally linked up the HM Plus Quickshifter all the way into the unit. I also removed the kickstand last night, used the Woodcraft kickstand bypass so I don't have to cut into the harness. What else am I forgetting? Oh yeah, right, left hand side engine cover, again compulsory, magnetic drain plug from PSR with a safety wire already clipped in. The main bread and butter of the setup that we were doing is the controls. Let's see, give you an overhead shot. I've installed the Woodcraft engine on off. Really nice. You can customize this to whatever other gadgets you have on your bike. We lubed up the clutch cable ferociously and then added the Spears Racing clutch return spring. It gives it a very nice lever feel, which again, if you rode a 400, you know it's a lot to be desired. At the same time, we installed some Woodcraft 3-piece clip-ons. The original clip-ons sit on top of the triple. This one moves it forward. So with that, you get a more aggressive position. At the same time, I had to do a relief cut here because my brake master cylinder would hit, and of course that's going to be super sketch to have this hit as you're moving the bike. I installed the Brembo RCS 15 and a custom mount for the brake reservoir. KC Customs, you know. Here's the Domino quick turn throttle, very snatchy. I opted for the middle of the road throttle tube. It takes a little bit of effort, but not as much as if it was stock. And also threw on some Woodcraft brake lever guards. These are also compulsory, you have to run these. I am running the clutch side too. You don't need to run this side honestly, but I've seen too many horror stories of people's fingers getting caught underneath the bars and just getting sheared off. I like my fingers. I like to have 5 of them if possible. But other than that, oh yeah, check out that bling. That is, my friend, a custom brake line for Spiegler, the one that I had made but had originally too long. I had sent it back to them and shortened it, and it's made it up to the Brembo P4 3034 calipers, Spears custom bracket, titanium mounting bolts, and a Brembo Super Sport rotor, 5.5 millimeter thick, 310 millimeter wide rotor, full floating. I had a BrakeTech rotor on order, but unfortunately they don't have the materials in stock, and it's gonna take them another 2 weeks to get to me. So I opted for the Brembo unit to pretty much match the whole setup. I would have loved to run the BrakeTech. If anybody's run it, let me know how you guys enjoy it. I might run this for a season and see how it feels. Braking is always just so very peculiar to different folks, but I'm pretty happy with the progress we made on this bike. I'm excited to ride it next week or in 2 weeks. Try to get as much seat time as I can possibly get on this thing. But meanwhile, with all the other stuff done, the only things I have left is drill some bolts, safety wire, and then mock up the bodywork. This week we're gonna probably take it to my brother's paint booth and just give it a nice clear rattle can white base with some clear coat on top. If you asked me this months ago, I would have just said, no, you know, it's gonna be easy, but woof, it's been a wild ride, to say the least, to get to at least where we are right now. So yeah, I'm gonna try to mock up the bodywork and catch you on the next episode.